taking a break from editing and building trucks to driving them. Rest assured, Dunk continues to be hard at work on the truck, making soft close kitchen drawers, wrapping his head around track actuators for our lifting bed, and he's even mastered some sexy routed out handles for the under-seat storage. These videos will be coming shortly, but in the meantime, I can't get in to do my HCV test and the entire week of intensive learning before the baby comes. So Duncan's uncle, Simon, who you'll remember from episode 1, who picked up our truck from Doncaster for us, is going to give me a crash course, a quick lesson on his larger military truck than ours. Basically bigger, meaner, heavier in every single way. How sick is this? This is an Oshkosh M1070. It's used to transport tanks in and out of war zones. Later in the video, we'll get behind the driver's seat, but first we'll take a closer look at the truck before it was painted this sexy colour of black.
We are in very good company with the family and ex-military vehicles being converted for other uses. So this thing's an absolute beast. I can't wait to see what they're doing with it. Kind of cool because it links up with what we're doing with our ex-Army HX60 conversion. That's to a motorhome. This is going to be to a work vehicle or a recovery vehicle, but still very cool to see.
How much does this weigh?
Yeah.
This weighs 19 tons, and then the ballast box, which you'll show you in a minute, is about another 4.5.
We get Simon to climb up.
Sure, I've got an arse scratch though.
You got to have the builder's arse crack. This is how high off the ground this thing is. So that's me standing as head height. I'm kind of in line with maybe the third step down and the tanks.
And these are the gas masks.
Gonna try one on?
The actual mouthpiece has been removed, but this is all the rest of the trunking, which goes through a filtering system because of the potential use of gas when these things were out in Iraq. So you can get easily 6 people in here with comfort. These seats at the back turn into bunk beds. So if you go and rescue the tank, you've got to accommodate the crew so that when you put the tank on the trailer, you then have an additional 4 guys to take in the truck. So you can actually sleep 2, but you can accommodate 6.
So lay out the specs to me again. It's a V8, 12 litre.
Yeah, 2-stroke. And it's both turbocharged and supercharged, which is pretty unusual. They've changed the gearing on this blower because it's got a turbo on the top, so they don't need the supercharger spinning so fast. And the supercharger is just there to take over when the turbo isn't spooled up. Otherwise, the thing will never start. It never tick over. So spooled up is that you would have turbo lag. You need constant exhaust pressure to run a turbo, and to do that you need to be able to build up the revs to get the pressure to turn the turbo. Whereas a supercharger runs off the crankshaft and it's always pressures, but it takes a lot of power to run a supercharger. Whereas a turbocharger, it actually is not free to run, but it doesn't take power to run it. Because it's a 2-stroke, it revs to 2,200, where our Scanias will be actually ticking over at full speed at 1,000 revs. This engine actually screams, and you have to do that to it to get any power out of it. It's actually relatively low power, but in 93 this would probably be up there, about as powerful as you can get maybe in the day. This leaf spring suspension is made by Hendrickson, and so this is the brake actuator, steering link arms. It steers on the front axle, but also back here, it's fourth axle as well. So here's the drag link arm, and that's all connected up with the steering wheel at the front. There's a second steering box. Yeah, funnily enough, there's a second steering box. So the shaft that rotates the first steering box is under here, yeah, and it goes to the second steering box inside the chassis rail. So yeah, there's no way it's going to get out of sync, if you like. Turn the steering wheel left, the front wheels turn left, yes, and it will reverse it and turn these wheels right. So yeah, if you turn left, the front wheels go left, but the back wheels go right. Airbag at the rear to spread the weight when it's got a trailer on. Leaf springs at the front, because it probably stays a similar weight at the front, doesn't it? Because the fifth wheel's so far back. So whatever you put on the trailer probably doesn't affect the front axle.
And what's that? That's three Goodyear airbags on each side?
Goodyear airbags, which happen to be in good condition. Yeah.
And can you adjust them in the cab?
These links go to a valve. So I think you preset the height here. So if you load this up and the chassis goes down, it's going to, oh, I'm not happy here. Open the valve, put more air in the airbags. Each winch is 40 tonnes, so that it could pull an 80-tonne tank. But if the tank is in deep sand or mud, then you'd have to use snatch blocks. That's, you know, to increase through pulleys, you could increase the ratio. And you can give it a bit of left and right hand to juggle it out ways. Yeah. Go around a snatch block on the stricken vehicle, cutting the back, hook it on the cable, big cable, put that into neutral, so then wind this back in hydraulically, pay out your big cable or cables, and then you're good to winch. The cable is so big and heavy that you actually need what is quite a big winch just to pull the winch cables out.
So you've got two big winches on the back, but you need another hydraulic winch just to pull out the cables for the winches.
Yeah.
The little winch is a 10-tonne hydraulic winch.
10-tonne hydraulic winch, which on any other vehicle would be a monster, yeah. So you've got the inflation system there. If you drop it, oh, I see, stops you crushing the valve. Yeah. There's only really one source of where to get this stuff from, which is from the guy that we bought it from. But the problem is, these tyres are not really worn at all, but they're more than 10 years old. Nothing wrong with them at all, apart from the age. So we've had to already buy 4, more than £2,000 each. And it needs 9. 8 tyres and a spare.
So don't shred them.
No. Looking for donations. Anybody with a couple of tyres, post them in. They're not really an armoured vehicle, but they are beefed up a bit. They're robust. Yeah, apart from the bonnet, which is fiberglass.
Are you giving away secrets here then? So if someone just took a LMG to the front of the radiator, that's this thing out.
That's it, it stops.
So there you have it. If you ever find yourself needing to take out a 20-tonne vehicle transporting a tank, just hit it dead center on the bonnet. Mind blown. Anyway, quick nosy around a few other military items, including said tank, and then we'll take the mighty Oshkosh for a drive. Yep.
There's a VT-34, which is a T-34 that's been modified by, I think, Czech Army. It's a tank recovery tank, because it is a tank. And they put a giant box on it, took the turret off, and here's the angled sides of what the tank used to be. T-34s are all angled, weren't they? Yeah. You'll see the tank shape, especially the big plate that used to slope up the front. If you can see that line.
And what are you doing with it? why have you got one in this shed?
At the moment, we had great intentions. It does run, but we've just bought it on a whim. We will get it finished one day. It's an investment.
And what is it?
It's a Weasel. Troop carrier, tracked, it's good on snow, good in marsh ground.
What was it, World War II?
Yeah, it's definitely World War II. Come in. I made this. I put a new floor, 3 new floors in, and did all the ribs and spars. One of those D7s you saw in the black and white photos out there. Early hydraulics. This has got to be 1941-ish, 42. I cleared up a lot of France with them.
What is your plan for it there?
It goes to shows.
Yeah?
And we move a bit of muck up in the field every now and again, just have a play. Two D7s. This is a D8 with a towing winch.
Oh my God.
This
You just clocked what was behind it.
Chieftain. Yeah, Chieftain Mark 10.
Wow. What era was that tank?
Late 60s, I believe. This won't have thermal vision or night vision. It will have a laser rangefinder, and the light projector on the side will pick up targets at night, either infrared or white light. Still got the best gun in the world, 120mm rifled, British-made barrel.
So what do you do with this in the fields?
Messed the field up. I rebuilt this years ago.
So what state was it when you got it?
It was pretty damn ropey. And the name, what's that? D is 4, so that's 4 RTR. E is the second vowel, so that would be 4 RTR, 2nd Squadron, and its name is Defiant. After World War II, they had moving a main battle group. There'd be, say, a left turn in town on a tarmac road. Well, next morning, tarmac wouldn't be there. No Germans could go to work.
So this thing would just rip up tarmac.
Yeah,
it's on the road.
We'd have a battle group go through it. I think there's lots of Germans with, here's some produce, hit my barn please, so I can claim off the British Army, because there used to be a payout scheme. If your building's damaged by British manoeuvres, we'd pay you out. So these are xenon lights, are they? And there's a nasty salty gas or something in there. They say don't smash it and then breathe in, and it passes an arc.
Does it?
Yeah,
There.
between there.
And they go in the searchlight. In the 80s or the 70s, these had xenon technology, and that light, that will shine for a mile. We turned it on one day here, and you could put your hand, you can't look at it, it's too bright, and you could stand at the end of this building and put your hand into the shaft of light, and you could feel the heat.
Could you, even at the end of this building?
Yes, you could feel the heat from, there you go, limit out.
How does one go about getting hold of a tank like this?
You've got to kind of be in the know, the food chain.
Like our HX60, with like they take all the armour off before they sell it.
Yeah,
How do you do that with a tank?
you can't.
You can't. So they
Not
just have
really.
to sell it. as
It all
is.
comes as one, and
Yeah.
so they do disable the gun. They deactivate the main gun. There's nothing live on it,
Yeah.
but the armour has to stay, unfortunately.
But you can still use the laser rangefinder and things like that? Or is that-
Yeah, you shouldn't do, because that needs a license, because that's 39 mile eye safe distance.
Yeah,
So you could cause a lot of trouble with that. So best not turn it on.
Yeah.
It's just not worth the aggravation, is it?
No.
And what you're going to, you go pinging range distances, and you blind several people. It just, and they, you'll end up in prison. So it's best to take the fuse out and never use it.
And on that note, big thanks for showing us around. We are blown away by the craftsmanship and the knowledge that these two have between them. Seriously impressive to be in the business of rebuilding military vehicles, tanks, and tank transporters. speaking of, it's finally time for us to get behind the wheel. I'm actually surprisingly nervous. It's huge. He's very trusting. This is ridiculous. Oh my god. It's massive. It seats 6. We can just trade up and get the Oshkosh. I'm feeling a bit nervous and overwhelmed. 7 months pregnant, first time driving a left-hand drive and a truck.
You got throttle and brake. Can you reach both pedals?
Yeah.
When I say brake, just practice finding the brake. So anything that happens, just go on that brake.
Okay.
If you're not sure if you're going to get through this, one of these gaps, just hit the brakes. Okay?
Yeah. And so gears?
It's all automatic. So you've only got stop and go,
Okay.
but you may not realise how sharp and sensitive the brakes are on it. Now put your foot on the brake.
Oh yeah, as soon as I take my foot off the brake, I've just practiced putting my foot down and up again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sensitive now.
Yeah, it's good.
Can you see the 2 markers on the end of the bonnet?
Yeah.
That's giving you your distance.
If we do hit anything, we're not going to come off too badly, are we?
No. Keep right as much as you can and then turn left when I say.
There's a lot of steering to do, isn't there?
Now. Get ready on the brake. Give a big ditch down there.
Will this be what our truck is like to drive?
No, it's much worse.
Okay. It's a good arm workout.
That's it, now you're good to go.
What's it like in comparison to our truck?
In a field, it's pretty similar, to be honest, other than it's a bit slower on the acceleration and you're a lot higher turn on its axis.
So the first and fourth axle steer.
Not bad turning circle, really.
Because the fourth axle steers as well, it does help a lot.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever got out of this truck without a smile on their face.
It is a big toy. Question, how much does this thing cost? What's it worth?
It depends who's listening.
Oh, yeah. I think the question is more around how rare is it? There's not many.
Really rare, and what the rare part of this is that it actually is UK registered, which is really difficult to do. So it's got a UK registration, And I think there's 3 that are probably UK registered in private registration numbers, and that's very rare. And I don't know if you would ever get another one through the IVA or VCA test. So that's the rare thing about this particular truck. The price is higher up at the moment with the Ukraine war because they're looking for these to get tanks at the front line. But this is in full working order, and it could actually go straight to war.
Can the military ever request military vehicles back?
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Probably in Russia.
Yeah. How are you getting on, Dunks?
Not too bad. I'm trying not to cross my hands when I turn the steering wheel upside down. It's a minor. Your test.
You're remembering everything that you've learned.
It's quite hard not to cross your hands with being so big.
Give it some welly. You're going faster than I did. You're up to 20 miles per hour.
It goes a lot faster in this.
Simon was saying as well, because there's so many blind spots, you always need a co-pilot. Would that be the same then for personal use? If someone bought an Oshkosh to go over landing?
Yeah.
Here she is. Beauty. I'm going to try and get me and it in shot, which would mean walking all the way to here. Not only massive, but it weighs a ton. 20 tons empty, and it can tow something like 100 to 150 kilos on the back. Detroit V8 engine, 1,200 litre fuel tank, diesel, puts our 270, 290 litre tank to shame. And it seats 6, so perfect overlanding vehicle really, if you don't mind about the 1 mile per gallon fuel economy. And the fact that you need a co-pilot, but she looks cool. 2 winches on the back, so if you did get stuck, winch yourself out, hopefully. I can appreciate a thing of beauty, and whilst driving these things makes me quite nervous. For me, it was a must. If we're going overlanding with a truck that we need a HGV license for, I really want to learn. Safety reasons, I don't want me and the girls to be somewhere where we feel unsafe or we need to get to a hospital because one of them's sick and I can't move our vehicle. I'm feeling like I've got a taste of what driving a HGV is like, but nothing in comparison to putting this thing or our truck on a highway with cars going at 70, 80 miles an hour, pedestrians, cyclists, road signs, junctions, roundabouts. It's a lot, but we will give it a go. Step 1, have a baby. Step 2, learn to drive a HGV. So yeah, good feel for the truck. Can't say whether I'm feeling more confident or less. Time will tell. We hope you enjoyed this video. That's a wrap from us. In the next video, we'll be back to truck building. Dunk has nearly finished the soft closed drawers for the kitchen and they're looking really good. He's even done a couple of prototypes for different latches.
Take tool on drawer holding with magnets. Clicks in. It does hold quite well, but if this whole thing is shaking around and there's a decent amount of weight in this drawer, not sure.
And we think we finally found one that works. Thanks for watching. We see you then.